So welcome to Breathe, Move, and Meditate, and followed when you're coming to this class live to a wellness discussion and conversation, giving tips and insights around wellness in general and specific subject as you guys ask me what you want and what you'd be interested in knowing about. And the first part of this session will be recorded, and therefore if you're seeing the recording, that's what you're going to get, the breathe, move, and meditate. The way that I'm setting it up is that we're going to have a 5-minute breathing, and it's not just breathing, normal breathing, but I'll guide you through different sessions in different aspects of breathing, different techniques of breathing for different effect and energetics of breathing. And then the second part is going to be 10 minutes or about of movement to awaken the body and get it ready for the day. And then the last 5 minutes is going to be meditation, and we'll explore different ways is really bringing awareness in daily living. And it's an expansion of that mindfulness concept into being diligent and making space and time for more towards a daily practice of 5 minutes, which is not a lot. Some meditators usually go 10, 20 minutes, half an hour and longer. But at least those 5 minutes to explore different ways of tapping into that meditative space that is really bringing yourself to presence and to live a little more into the present moment instead of being pulled in all directions by memories, emotional triggers, a lot of thinking, and all of that. So you don't have to be a meditator to take this class. Don't get scared by the word meditation, because if you think I am incapable of stopping your thoughts, you're not the only one, and it's not the ultimate goal of it. At least the primary goal. It can be the ultimate goal, but not the primary goal. And we're going to make it fun and accessible here. So now that I gave my spill, I'm going to turn the timer on to remind you, and I changed over to a timer that gave me every 5 minutes a reminder of where we're at, so I don't go over. And let's start. So let's come to our chairs. And we're going to start today with a breathing technique. But first and foremost, make sure that you're sitting comfortably. For that breathing part, if you want to sit a little bit differently, you can, but I still recommend that this is a really good position to start with your feet hip distance apart, grounding on the floor. You're sitting at the edge of your chair so that the spine is nice and long, and you have full space available all around you for breathing to happen without being restricted. So set your body on the chair, ground your feet down, and close your eyes as you find a little more ease and comfort in your body. Allow the body to settle, to find ease and comfort on the chair, relaxing and softening resistance in the body, restriction in the body, as all those components might also restrict your capacity for full breathing. And let's start opening the door to the breath. And let's be curious about how the breath enters you, both physically and in your perception and field of awareness. And experience the movement of that breath, flowing, moving, entering, living. And see how the breath connects to your body and to the different sensations in your body, so that you make a very real connection between body and breath. Is not what you imagine to be, is not what you project to be, is not what you think should be ideal. Is simply honoring and watching that breath moving in the way it's moving now, and being completely content, completely okay with how the breath is moving, how the breath is doing. So that's the very first step into working with breath. And Several traditions, and the main one being yoga, works with breath as really deep depth and has a whole science around it on how you can regulate the breath in different ways and create different patterns with the breath to tap into different functions in the body, different states of being, different emotional states. Has a whole array of health benefits. And so as you keep being tuned in with your breath, today we're going to practice what is called equal breathing. And equal breathing refers to the length of the inhale versus the length of the exhale. So I want you first to observe your breath, your natural breath, and inwardly, without rushing, without feeling pressured, without trying to control too much of it, you're going to start counting slowly your breath. And count when you start feeling your inhale. You count 1, 2, 3, 4, and you go on until you reach the top of your inhale. And then you're going to start exhaling and count your exhale. 1, 2, 3. Maybe your exhale is shorter than the inhale. 4, 5, 6. Maybe it's longer than your inhale. And that's what I want you to observe. If at the start your inhale is longer or shorter than your exhale, without you trying to change it. Just watch for that. Watch for that breath in, how long it is. So let's count it for 2 or 3 rounds, because we're going to have different levels of breath and we want to have kind of an average to see where we're at. And I'm not counting with you because your breath is unique. My breath is unique. And I want you to tap first into the rhythm of your own breath. And now that you have an idea of which part of the breath is longer, which part of the breath is shorter, we're going to start equalizing the breath. And we're going to equalize the breath through counting our breath. And for that one, I'm going to do the counting. And that will allow you to progressively synchronize your breath to my count. So I'm saying progressively because if you feel that it's overly challenging to get to the number that I'm giving you, then you're gonna simply progressively give yourself permission to reach that number. So we're gonna start in 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep on going. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes if they're closed and watch my hands and mimic my hands, inhaling for 5 as your hands come up, exhaling for 5 as your hands go down. Soft and easy. So now also going to your own count, going for 5 counts if you can. If you're not able to do 5 counts, you reduce it to 4 counts. But you make sure that you're equalizing same amount of breath in to same amount of breath out. Your hands are lifting up as you inhale, and your hands are lowering down as you exhale. And one more round. And release. We all started already moving toward the end of the breathing. And so we're entering now more fully the movement part. We're going to start with the rocking of the hips forward and back, opening and rounding the spine. And this is a movement that I really like to include when I have only 10 minutes. That would be one of the main movements that I would include in my 10 minutes if I don't have time for anything else. Because that is very much what we're trying to reach here, which is the health of the spine, which is the core of what the body is made of. You have the whole nervous system that travels through the spine cord that connects the brain to the rest of the body. That from that central channel, you're able to move your arms, your legs, you're able to digest, you're able to breathe, you're able to do so many things. Everything comes from that communication between the brain, the nervous system, and the body. And so keeping your spine flexible and alive and healthy is also helping all those functions of the body to function properly, to work properly. So let's go for a few more here and then come back to center. And we're going to go into wrist rotations, elbows rotations, shoulders rotations. And all this, the breath is still moving. It's not because we dedicate the first 5 minutes that then we forget about the breath. And we're going to reverse rotation into the shoulders. Reverse rotation into the elbows. And reverse rotation into the wrists. And release. We're going to circle around the waistline. So you're circling from the ribs out and reverse. And back to center, arms soft up, and we're going to twist a few times, swinging the arms. And back to center. Now let's turn the head gently from side to side. And back to center, sideways. Already heard the chime. So we're a little behind here because this being the first class, I'm explaining more things. Come back to center, right foot forward, roll the ankle. And reverse. And release, left foot forward, roll the ankle. And reverse. And release, hands to the knees. Shake your legs in and out, opening and closing, rolling from outer edge of the feet to inner edge of the feet. And relax. Grab behind your right leg. You're going to interlace the fingers, reach forward, hinging from the hips, tilt back, shake your low leg a little bit, and then roll. So we're going through all major joints in the body. That would be really like the core foundational routine for your 10 minutes. We'll obviously explore other movements throughout the different sessions, but that would be one that you can come back to again and again, reverse, to open up your day, to open up your body. That's one of the best ways to get things circulating. And then relax, and we're going to go into the hip joint. So lean back. That's why also it's useful to have space behind you. You're leaning your torso back to hold on the leg, reverse. Make sure your breath is flowing. We're going a little more rushed than when we're having a full hour class, but you shouldn't rush your breath. And then let's go back down, and we're going to switch. Grab underneath the left leg, press into the right foot to tilt up. And we're going to start with a little shaking of the leg, and then rolls. And knowing that we go both directions, it doesn't really matter which direction you start. And we're gonna reverse. Stay present, stay tuned in with your body. Again, it's not a marathon. And relax that low leg, roll into the hip. And we're gonna reverse. And we're gonna bring that leg down. The next component to this 10 minutes, we did the opening of all the joints, and now we're gonna get into a little bit of cardio. So we're gonna get into a seated run. You're gonna start with your feet first. So for that, you lean back a little bit. Your core is gonna start engaging. And then you're gonna bring the arms. And you can do as low and a little slower at first. It's really important that, again, you lean back, not this way, but straight back, and you engage your core so that it's easy and light to lift your feet. And then you can go really actively and swinging your elbows to the side and go into your seated run. If you get tired really fast, you push a little bit through your edge, you stop, you take a breath, and you go back to it. If you're able to hold it for longer, you'll hold it as much as you can, as long as you can breathe with ease and comfort, that you're not lightheaded. And again, another pause. Take a deep breath in, a long breath out, and third run. Keep on running. Keep your breath flowing. And release. Take 2 or 3 breaths. Feel the body here. And bringing your arms out to the side, we're going to inhale, arms up. And exhale, arms down. Inhale, arms up. And exhaling down. And one more. Inhale, arms up. We stay up. You're gonna bring your palms together, interlace the fingers, stretch the palms up and stretch, 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 stretch. Tall, tall, tall. Keep on stretching, breathing. One more breath. Press into the sit bones, press into the floor with your feet. Lengthen up, stretch up, and exhale, soften, and release out. That completes our 10 minutes of movement. And we're gonna sit now, find our ground. Feel first how the body feels. Just after 10 minutes, how much we can tap in and how much can have shifted in just those simple movements. How the body is more open, maybe achiness and discomfort is not as strong. And you feel that your capacity of breathing has probably increased quite a bit. And you also feel that your heartbeat has pumped to a degree that it has activated blood circulation, cardio rate, and therefore you're getting the benefits of it, not only for your health reasons that are the obvious one, but also when it's this time of year and it's a little cold, you feel a little more warm throughout the body. And therefore you feel more alive and more ready for your day. So let's now gently settle in and gently close the eyes and bring your full attention to whatever is that you can capture. And this is a form of meditation called open awareness. So you're not trying to stop your thinking, you're not focusing on one specific thing, you're not trying to be calm and peaceful and still. You're just allowing any and everything to come in, to be felt, to be heard, to be internally seen because you still have your eyes closed. And you allowing all those different ingredients that you may capture around you, within you, including thoughts passing by, to be companions for you to stay present. Because as you capture things around you without discriminating, without making stories out of it, so that means that, for example, if you're hearing right now a sound outside your house, you don't go into thinking, what is this sound? Is that the mail guy coming and leaving my mail there? Or is that the neighbor coming? Or who is making noises on the street? So you don't go in all those stories that we engage so easily in. I simply want you to allow every single noise, every single sound, any memory, any smell to come in. And the only thing that I ask you to do is not telling a story about it, not grasping onto that specific sensation, trigger, anything that you capture, not to become something else. If it's a buzzing, it's simply a buzzing. You're not even really tagging it's a buzzing. You recognize it probably as you have the experience of a buzzing, that it's a buzzing, but you stop right there. You're not trying to identify if it's coming from your fridge, from your AC, or from somewhere else. So go from one perception, one sensation, one thought, one emotion to another. Just taking everything in, and you're letting everything go. You're not holding on anything, neither you're expecting anything. You're simply open and very present, very alert. If you have an itch somewhere in the body, that's also another thing for you to allow and watch, but not act on. And that's an important one, because it's maybe easy to receive instructions not to make stories on things you're hearing. But if you have an urge to scratch, to move, to change positions, I want you to simply observe the urge and not react. Do nothing about it. Just watch it. Take in a few more sensations, thoughts, sounds. Practicing being alert, being present, non-reactive. Be content in your center, in your sense of presence. And reconnect now to your breath. Feel your breath, feel your body. You may move your body a little bit to shake off that meditative state and reconnect fully to your body space, the space around your room. And we're gonna gently and slowly open the eyes, look around, and here we are back. And that closes our breath, move, and breathe, move, and meditate session. I'm gonna come close to you, and so that's where the recording is gonna stop. So this would be your practice that you can do daily in the next week. That would be a good exercise, that you maybe give yourself this little challenge where at the beginning of the year, that's a good thing to do, that you would come back to this recording as soon as it's up, and hopefully I'll be able to put it up sometime today. And you could come back to those 10 minutes for the next week, and then you will change your daily routine, your daily 10 minutes, your 20 minutes, sorry, it's 20 minutes total, next week as we come to a new session. and you can post comments on YouTube underneath the video so that you can ask questions, you can post comments, you can say if you like it, dislike it, etc. And that's where I'm going to stop the recording.